Zero-based budgeting is the game changer. Did you know that the average American wastes nearly $400 monthly because of poor budgeting? That's almost $5,000 a year. Imagine what you could do with that cash instead. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're exploring the game-changing world of zero-based budgeting. If you're ready to take control of your finances and save money quickly, you're in the right place. Zero-based budgeting isn't just a buzzword. It's a powerful tool that helps you give every dollar a purpose. By doing so, you'll spend smarter, save more, and cut out those unnecessary expenses. Let's dive in. All right, let's address the big challenge here. Saving money can feel like climbing Mount Everest. Many of us struggle with traditional budgeting methods. They can be confusing and overwhelming and often leave you wondering, where did all my money go? You start with the best intentions, unexpected expenses pop up, and suddenly you're back at square one. Plus, traditional budgets can be so rigid, not leaving much room for life's little surprises. This is where zero-based budgeting comes in. It lets you adapt and adjust your budget to fit your real needs rather than forcing you into a one-size-fits-all plan. So, let's tackle these challenges together. Before I started using the zero-based budgeting system, I wanted to save money and become debt-free. These were the three major problems I had with traditional budgets. 1. Traditional budgets spread money across various categories without prioritizing savings or debt repayment. This approach usually leaves saving as an afterthought, where I only consider it after all other expenses are covered. By the time the end of the month arrives, there's often little to nothing left to save. It's easy to justify spending in other areas, leaving my savings goals on the back burner instead of prioritizing them. 2. Traditional budgets don't always give you a clear picture of your progress toward your financial goals. With a system to track how much I'm saving over time, it's easier to see if I'm actually getting closer to objectives like building an emergency fund or paying off debt. This lack of visibility can be discouraging, making staying motivated tough. When I can't see the incremental progress I'm making, it's easy to lose focus and slip off track. 3. Inflexibility with goals. I've noticed that traditional budgets don't align well with specific long-term goals, like saving for an emergency fund, a vacation, or a down payment on a house. These budgets usually focus on managing monthly expenses rather than setting aside money for future objectives. With targeted budgeting, it's easier to maintain sight of these goals to save. This inflexibility has often kept me from achieving my bigger financial aspirations because my budget didn't actively support them. Thanks for sticking with me so far. If you're enjoying the content, please take a moment to hit that like button, share the video with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Your support really helps, and you'll stay updated on all the latest tips and strategies. If you're ready to take zero-based budgeting seriously, there are some fantastic apps designed specifically for this approach. You need a budget. YNAB. YNAB is one of the most well-known zero-based budgeting apps. It's built around assigning every dollar a job, whether it's for spending, saving, or paying off debt. YNAB also offers goal tracking, detailed reports, and seamless device syncing. It's perfect for those who want to get hands-on with their finances and follow the zero-based budgeting method closely. Every Dollar. Developed by Ramsey Solutions. Every Dollar is another popular app for zero-based budgeting. It's straightforward and user-friendly, allowing you to create a budget where every dollar is allocated to a specific purpose. For added convenience, the paid version, Every Dollar Plus, connects to your bank accounts for easier transaction tracking. Good Budget. Although not exclusively a zero-based budgeting app, Good Budget uses an envelope budgeting system that aligns well with zero-based budgeting principles. It lets you allocate money into different envelopes or categories, helping you ensure every dollar has a purpose. Envelopes. Similar to Good Budget, Menvelopes uses a digital envelope system that works great for zero-based budgeting. It helps you allocate your income across different spending categories and allows you to track your spending in real time. Simple Budget. Simple Budget is a no-frills, easy-to-use app focused on zero-based budgeting. It's ideal for those who prefer a straightforward approach without a lot of extra features. The app allows you to allocate every dollar of your income and easily track your spending. I use Microsoft Excel. It does everything I need it to. Let's get started. First, grab a notebook or download one of these budgeting apps. You'll need a clear picture of your income and expenses. Start by listing all your income sources for the month. Next, enter every single expense you have or anticipate. This includes fixed expenses like rent and utilities, as well as variable ones like groceries and entertainment. In most cases, you need to follow the prompts. They are self-explanatory. This is how I mastered the zero-based budget using Excel. I will go slow, but you can pause this video if I go too fast. 1. On the first line, in the upper right-hand corner, I enter the amount I receive in pay. 2. Then I list all my expenses on the left side of the spreadsheet. 3. Next, I put the due date if there is one. 4. Next is where I track my debt and debt-free journey. 5. I put the name of the credit card or small loan like Capital One, the amount due or the amount I will pay. I pay more than the minimum, the date it's due and what I owe minus the amount I paid. 6. This can get tricky, but if you look at your statement, it will tell you your finance charges. If your minimum payment is $300 and your finance charge is $130, you paid $170 toward your debt and $130 in interest. 7. Subtract the amount you paid toward your debt, not the amount of the financing charge. I do that for every loan I have. Now let's tackle savings goals. My savings are sinking funds. I save for everything individually in separate savings accounts, which makes it easier to manage. Treat these savings as an important items, like your rent or house payment. If you don't have enough money to contribute the needed amount, you need to take from another item. Of course, there are some items you can't take from, like rent or car payments. If you can't find enough money in your budget, it may be time to find more income. You could ask for a raise or promotion or get a side gig or part-time job. I will go slow, but you can pause this video. I put the name of the sinking fund goal. It can be anything: vacation, continuing education, car maintenance, etc. I enter my monthly contribution, the amount I need to reach my goal, the date I need it, and the amount I have saved. This is what my budget looks like using Excel. The top is my living expenses, rent, car payment, groceries, electric, etc. After my living expenses, I have my debt and repayment plan. At the bottom, you see my savings, also known as sinking funds. Notice that I allocate a certain amount to the sinking funds, and I have a total of how much that fund has in it after my pay is distributed to my budget. Track your spending daily. You are less likely to make mistakes, forget a transaction, or overspend if you track your spending daily. I keep a spending journal and enter transactions into it as I spend. When I get home, I subtract the amount from the appropriate lines. This way, I always know how much I have left to spend on any one line item. This is a story of how Lisa was able to overcome her credit card and budgeting problems. Lisa had always been pretty good at getting by, but she was buried in credit card debt after a few unexpected expenses. The bills kept piling up, and she felt like she was drowning. Lisa knew she had to do something different, but every budgeting method she tried didn't work. That's when she stumbled upon zero-based budgeting, which caught her attention. One night, Lisa sat down with her laptop, determined to take control of her finances. She listed all her income, her salary, a small side gig, and the occasional freelance project. Then she wrote down every expense she could think of, such as rent, groceries, utilities, and even the little things like her streaming subscriptions and those daily lattes she loved. But this time, she gave every dollar a specific job instead of tracking where her money went. She carefully allocated her income to cover her expenses, but prioritized her debt and savings. It was like solving a puzzle. By the end, every cent had a purpose. The first few weeks were tough. Lisa realized she needed to make some changes, like cutting back on non-essentials. Those daily lattes, she swapped them for homemade coffee. Dining out, every weekend became an every once in a while. Now it was a special treat, not a habit. She also started cooking more at home, which turned out to be both fun and cost-effective. The biggest win came with her debt. With zero-based budgeting, Lisa could see how much she could put toward her monthly credit card balance. She prioritized it and watched the balance slowly but steadily go down. At the same time, she managed to start a small emergency fund, something she'd always wanted to do but never thought possible. Over the next few months, Lisa saw real progress. Her credit card debt shrank until one day it was completely gone. She couldn't believe it. She was finally debt-free. And the best part? She had also saved up enough to take a little vacation, something she hadn't dared dream about when she first started. Zero-based budgeting changed everything for Lisa. She no longer had to wonder where her money went. She knew exactly where it was going, and that gave her a sense of control and confidence she hadn't felt before. As she continued to budget each month, she fine-tuned her approach, ensuring every dollar worked for her. Watching her savings grow, Lisa knew she was on the right track, finally in charge of her financial future. Let's recap. Zero-based budgeting is about giving every dollar a job. Start by listing your income and expenses, allocate every dollar, and track your spending. It's a simple yet effective method that can seriously improve your financial situation. Just imagine the potential savings you could achieve. I'd love to hear from you. Have you tried zero-based budgeting before? What's been your experience with budgeting in general? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you find this video helpful, remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more financial tips. Check out my next video, where I'll share more awesome ways to save money. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.